Hey, hi, how are you? Apparently, I can't do this and show you my face and my screen at the same time, which is really a bummer to me. So I'm wondering, I'm going to try one more thing and then see. Let's try this and this. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let me figure out what I'm doing here. Woo, that's a way. I want to make this smaller. Okay. Maybe if I put this over here and this here, how does that look? Oh, much better. Okay, I can live with this. This is perfectly fine, except that you're seeing me in all kinds of ways. So let's get out of that. Okay, so today I really wanted to talk to you guys about cultivating a habit of creativity. And I have a class that starts at 2, so I have a little bit of time. Um, but I was going to talk to you guys about how I how hmm, let me think about how I want to say this. So, we're going to do our nails like we usually do. And my hair is a hot mess today. I'm so sorry. And I've got these little baby postpartum hairs that you know how it goes. So, what I want to do is kind of give you guys a glimpse into how um, I cultivate a habit of creativity. So, what happens is a lot of us have this idea for a passion project. We feel like we want to start a blog, we want to start a YouTube channel, we want to start a podcast. We feel like God is telling us to share our story, whether that's a fiction story or not. Um, we feel like He wants us to share our love of our craft with the world. And I've heard this from a lot of people who are interested in um, the Soul Cadence Village, that they feel like they feel like God's been telling them to pick up this creative endeavor that they have. And so in that, they feel like, um, they want to, um, start writing their book or filming their YouTube videos and start their YouTube channel or what have you. And they really feel like God is calling them to this endeavor. Like they have something to share with the world. And I completely understand that. That's why I just felt like I have to write. I'm a writer. I have to do it. I have to write. And, um, you know, in that, I just started blogging. I shared just so much over the years. I've been blogging since 2010. Um, I think just over a year and a couple months now. I think I started in September. So it has been a journey, and along the way, I've shared a lot, including when I really started dating, and I felt like I really was ready for a relationship, and I shared a little bit about my relationship with my hubby. I've shared a little bit about pregnancy and motherhood, but I use terms like hubby and baby girl and baby boy most of the time. And I do that strategically and purposefully, which we're going to talk about here in a minute as well, about why I made that choice. So, but I want to talk about cultivating a habit of creativity. And when we are wanting to do one of these creative passion projects, we feel like we want to share this story that God's placed on our heart. We want to share it with the world. Um, let's talk about some things that get in our way. One of the biggest things that I hear other moms say gets in the way is time. I feel like I just don't have time. I feel like I don't have, um, I feel like I don't know how to fit it in now that I'm a mom. So we feel like we don't have the time to do this. We feel like we don't know how to fit it into the schedule. We're so tired. And believe me, I get it. If you have been around at all, you know that this is not my normal office. This is my bedroom. My office is only on the other side of the house, and I'm exhausted from the fibromyalgia, being a new mom, um, whatever new thing has developed. We don't know. We're waiting on blood work, MRIs, things like that. So I get it. It can be exhausting. So what happens is we feel like we don't have the time. That, oh, my cat is in here and I did not know it. The next biggest thing I hear is fear. I'm afraid to write. I'm afraid to try to film myself. I'm afraid to be on camera, or I'm afraid to put the podcast out there. What if no one wants to listen? They talk about all these fears that get in their way. But what happens is the more we do it, the more comfortable we get doing it, the more we're willing to show up and do that creative thing, the more comfortable we get with our craft and the more comfortable we are with sharing our story. Maybe you like me have a story of mental health struggles, or with chronic illness, or maybe you have a story of your journey to becoming a mother through whatever that journey was, adoption, or infertility, or what have you. Maybe you feel like something else you've been through, God is calling you to use that story to reach other people. Um, if we're going to do that, we have to build a habit of creativity. We have to cultivate this habit of creativity. Um, and that's going to involve a few things. And heads up, fair warning, this is going to be a um, and actually I'm gonna pull this up on my phone I because I don't have Facebook up on my computer, I can't see if anyone comments. And so I do want to keep up with the comments. So let me go here, and then I can actually see what it looks like. I Because I don't have Facebook up on my computer, I can't see if anyone comments. I'll mute it. Okay. And actually, I don't mind how the video looks. So I'm actually okay with this. So I have it like this so that I can't see myself in Facebook and Facebook and Facebook and Facebook and the whole screen thing. So there we go. That's a much better way to do this. Um, so what happens is we get afraid that people aren't going to connect with our story. We don't want to hear our voice. We don't want to see our face on camera. We don't want whatever the reasoning to be. But if we're going to get over that, we have to cultivate a habit of creativity. We have to cultivate these things in us. And excuse me while I take a drink. This is a white and purple grape juice, fizzy mix. And it's really good. I love sparkling grape juice and sparkling apple juice. I just love sparkling juices. So how do we do this? Well, first of all, if you really feel like God is telling you to share this story, to tell him no is not a good place to start. So we're going to start by giving the yes. Okay, I'm going to walk out in faith and do this thing. I'm going to walk out in faith and I am going to share my story with the world. I am going to tell the world what God has placed on my heart to tell them. The next thing is we have to prioritize. So right now, my husband is watching my kids. I have these on because it is it's teaching day, and I'm doing teaching and working today. So these Thursdays and Fridays are days that usually I am really focused on teaching. And unfortunately, a lot of other days I end up in bed because of what's going on with my health as we're figuring it out. And Michael and I are putting together some ways of really running our family the best. But you have to prioritize. So I utilize after bedtime, I utilize nap time. Those are my go-to times for doing work for my business. And then on Thursdays and Fridays, those are my teaching days and my other random tasks for the business days. So those are days that I really try to knuckle down and focus as much as possible, but I also have to get rest. I also have to allow my body to pace itself, which is really frustrating for me. If you've ever done the Strengths Finder, one of my strengths is achiever, and the fact that I have to slow down a little bit just kills me. Just kills me. So that's what Thursdays and Fridays are for me. But also after bedtime is when I really try to get in some work where I try to do some writing and I try to do some of the back end business stuff and the membership and plan out content. And so the next step we have to do once we've prioritized, then we need to make a plan. What spaces of time in your day do you have to do this? If you are a new mom like me and your child is still home, it's harder to find that space because if you are a new mom like me and you have a young toddler or baby, what happens is that your child requires more attention. So especially if your spouse works outside of the home, you have to figure out how to work around that. So that's where we're going to really start to figure out a rhythm. So we've given the yes, we've prioritized. Now we're going to figure out a rhythm. And what that looks like for everyone might be different. For you, it might be coming into your inbox and opening up I can never get this to work when I have it on a half screen, but maybe it's going into your Google Calendar, which I seriously have the hardest time making this work on when I have it like this. Like it doesn't want to. I wonder if it's over here now. Can I get I guess not. Okay. I just want my calendar. Okay. Well, never mind then. Because it's just not giving me what I need. Okay. That's enough of that. So, oh, I just messed up my nails. Okay, so maybe for you, it's your Google Calendar. For me, it's a paper planner. So for me, I put my top 3 in here and I do some planning, and this is where my whole life lives. Now I need to get new pages because this is right now a Franken planner of different things. So We've given the yes, we've prioritized, and then we're figuring out our plan. If we are finding the pockets of time we can devote to this creative project. If your kids are, what did I do with my, what did I do with it? There it is. Now that my nails are dry, they're nice and purple. I have to clean up the edges. This was probably like the least focused nail video of usual, but that's okay. If your kids are in school, then you have a little more leeway probably if you work from home. Now, I work mostly with work from home and stay at home moms. So if you are in that demographic, you have a little bit more leeway if your kids are grown up in school or able to function on their own. If you have kids who are home right now because of everything going on in the world and they are doing distance learning, then you still might have to spend your days really helping them because we don't want our kids to suffer with what's going on in the world right now. So finding those pockets of time, like I said, for me, nap time and after bedtime are my writing times. Also, I teach creative writing classes, so I fit in writing time when my students are writing. So there's that. I built that into my week that way. So that's great. So even if that's the only time I get to write that week, I still get writing time. Um, so once we have given the yes, we've prioritized and we've found our pockets of time, we want to build the habit. And building the habit means, okay, I recognize the dishes need to be done, but I made this promise to myself, so I'm going to do this right now. Or I wanted to fit in my writing time during my self-focused calming time. So after I do my morning routine, I'm going to sit and write a little bit while the kids do a quiet craft, watch TV, or are still asleep, whatever. For me, the kids are always awake before I'm ready to be awake, so that doesn't work. So mine is at night. So you want this to fit in with your routine. Now, here's my shameless plug. Inside Soul Cadence Village, not only do I have the Crash Creative Academy where you have all the tools that you need. I give workshops on writing your books, writing your blog, starting a YouTube channel and a podcast, how to share your story, some of the technical stuff like writing and editing and critiquing and that sort of thing. That is all within the Soul Cadence membership for work from home and stay at home moms. But also in there is the Mama Cadence mini course, which really helps you set up this routine. So, like I said, my husband and I, Thursdays and Fridays are my day to teach and do work. And that's part of something we came up with in that formula that I share with you in the Mama Cadence mini course. Both of those are only available in the Soul Cadence Village. So if you are a work from home or stay at home mom, that's for you. And so you establish that rhythm and then you start putting into practice. You say, okay, I know my dishes need to be done, but I told myself that from 9 to 10 p.m. was going to be my writing time. I'll do the dishes after or tomorrow morning, what have you. Or you say, okay, I promised myself that afternoon nap was going to be my filming time, my writing time, my recording time, if it's a podcast, whatever it is. So when you put your kids down to nap, that's what you do during that time. And then we do that day in and day out, and we start to cultivate that habit. If we fall off the wagon one day, that's totally fine. Some days you can't do it, and that is okay. The next thing is planning your days off. You have to have a day off to make this work, to figure it all out. Okay. So plan your days off so that you're getting a break. The next thing after that is figure out which medium you're going for. Like, do some of the writing, get down your ideas, and then decide how are you going to share that story. What creative project are you focused on? Are you focused on making videos? For me, it's writing. The videos are kind of secondary. So I do lives on this channel where I do my nails like I did today. Woohoo, purple nails. And I do upload them to YouTube, but my YouTube channel literally is just another outreach. It's just out there. I'm not trying to be perfect or a professional YouTuber. That's not my goal. I am a writer. I write my blog, I write books, fiction and nonfiction. And so when people wonder don't you use your kids' names? Why don't you show them in your videos? Why are you just doing this kind of content? If you're a mom, shouldn't people see your kids? Well, I am a mom. I have two kids. Um, I don't even show their face mostly on my Instagram, even if I have pictures of them. And the few times I do, they're family photos. And that's for a very strategic and specific reason. My children are young. They can't tell me yes or no. They don't need their whole life story out there. And we as moms have more going on than just being moms. We have other interests, we have other things going. So I can be a mom and I can talk to you about motherhood without giving you their whole life story. And that's why video isn't my big thing. And if it is, it's me chatting with you because this is what I prefer. Okay, so there's that. So my focus is writing, and I have strategic writing times. I film videos when I can, or when I feel like it, or when I just pop up and I'm like, here's a little quick video for you. So when you figure out your medium, figure out what you want to do. And like I said, we have resources in the Soul Cadence Village, in the Crash Creative Academy. In that also, I will be bringing in experts because, like I said, YouTube is not my primary. But if you want to be on YouTube, if you want to share your hobby, you want to share your story on video on YouTube, I will be bringing in people who know the platform, who know what it takes there. I will be giving you guys tips on blogging, and I will bring in other bloggers. I will be giving you publication tips, and I will be giving you podcast tips. But I'm just starting my podcast, so I'll be bringing in others who are more technically advanced if that's the way you want to go. Because again, much like YouTube, my podcast is now just another putting it out there. It's just another way to get the information out for stuff that I'm already doing. So it's not my primary. So with that, what I want to encourage you to do is figure out your medium. Figure out, give your yes, prioritize this creative passion project, not product, project. Figure out your rhythm, find your time, and be committed to it. And pick your medium, pick how you're going to put your story out there. And here is why. The world needs our story. We crave people who are authentic. We're seeing so many people, so many influencers pop up who are just there to sell you products and are just there to show you what they're using. And yes, sometimes we're okay with that. Sometimes it's like, yeah, I want to see what you're using, but I only want to see it if you're actually using it. I don't, I, I do nails. I don't wear a lot of makeup. And when I do, you know exactly what it is. I don't sell it, but I know the person that does. But it's now and I'm not even wearing it today, but it's my one compact makeup from Saint, and I can't wait to get more. And then my lips are lip scents, and that's about it, right? I'm very low key. But when it comes to my nails, I'm all about nail strips and nail polishes, and I want to do more to share with you the products and producers that I love of these because this is what I do, right? So it's okay if it's authentic. And what right now what the world is craving is authenticity. And that's why your story matters. That's why you joining the space with whatever story God has put on your heart matters. That's why it's so important for you to be sharing that with the world. So, cultivating that habit really comes down to saying the yes, prioritizing, saying, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm devoted to. And then it's about finding your pockets of time and starting to do it, saying, okay, I need to do XYZ, but this is the time I gave for this. And then finding your medium. If you decided to record, this is the time that I've given for scripting, this is the time I've given for recording. This is the time I've given for for podcasts. This is the time I've given for research. This is the time I've given for recording. If it's writing, this is the time I've given for research and writing. So we want to do that. And we want to do that because if we are about to start 2021 and 2020 strong, I have in my free resource library, I have goal planning worksheets where you can start to plan out your goals as goals, not just resolutions that we're all going to start using in January, but as actual realistic goals. And on those goal planning pages, you can print them to fit in your planner. You can put them in, you can save them onto your computer like a Google Doc. You can print them out. You can utilize them however you need to, but they're going to give you step by step ways to actually put your goals into practice so that you're not just saying, I hope this happens or this is my goal, but you actually have a realistic plan to go forth and do this. And this is what I've used to um, make my goals actually happen this year. Like, keep going, even in a year where everything was crazy. Now, for me, it also looks like making sure that I'm keeping up with those goals. So, one of my goals is half mil wordy. I'm doing half mil wordy this year. And so, keeping up with my word count, keeping up with how I'm doing on that. And so, if you have goals, that means find a place to keep track of them. That's what these goal sheets are for, too, for you to keep track of when you do those action steps and when they get done and what obstacles might come up and things like that. I also keep ideas in this in my Google Docs as well as Dabble. Now, if you want to be a writer and you want to write books and you want to know how I use Dabble, which is this one right here, which this is all my projects that I'm working on right now, all my big projects, my book projects. If you want to know how to use Dabble, what it is, what it looks like, I will have a tutorial inside Soul Cadence Village. And then let me plug in real quick. And then if you want to know how to use, like, how I use Google Docs for different things, that will be um, that will also be in the Soul Cadence Village, and I'll show you where I plan out some blogs and how I do that. So utilize these tools, utilize free tools like Word. I don't really like Word, but utilize Word or Google Docs or whatever you're comfortable with. And if you want to be a writer, I have my writer's toolkit. I have everything. And know this, that it doesn't have to be revolving around just being, not that we're just a mom, but oftentimes what happens is people expect us to do everything about motherhood. Like, our whole identity has to become this, and it doesn't. If you have this passion project idea for your hobbies, for what you want to do, that's what I teach about. And maybe you're a fellow teacher like me on OutSchool or one of the ESL companies, and you're like, I want to write about my journey there and show other women how they can do that. We talk all about that. I teach all about that, and there will be more lives coming up. Um, Next week in the Facebook group, the free Facebook group, I am doing a week-long training on owning and sharing your story. I'm going to walk through what it does for your ministry, what it does for those of you that are wanting to actually make a living off of writing or podcasting, and I'm going to talk about how it can affect your bottom line, even at work, how it can help you land that promotion, how it can help you really um, grow in your area of expertise at work. And that is what um, is coming next week. So if you're not in that group, reach out to me. Let's get you into that group. It's for stay-at-home and work-from-home moms who want to really reclaim their big dreams and identity, own and share their story, and they really want to um, build community. So that is what that's all about. I hope you will join us in there. Um, just reach out to me, link in the description below, and we will get you in there. If you're already in there, the training is going to be next week. You already have access, so that's great. So yeah, let me show you how powerful story is for that. So with that, I hope you all have a great day, and I'm gonna figure out how to end this shindig. All right. Bye, you guys. I'll see you soon.